The officer on patrol had no idea. He was just responding to a routine call. But the person he was about to question? They weren't just a suspect. They were the tip of an iceberg. A warning. A symbol. Belonging to a group that, until very recently, was entirely unknown in American law enforcement. They're called Tren de Aragua. And if you haven't heard of them yet, you will. This isn't your grandfather's cartel. This isn't just a street gang. This is a prison gang from Venezuela that has, in a shockingly short amount of time, managed to infiltrate the United States. They are establishing new, brutal criminal networks, operating completely under the radar. But how? How did a criminal enterprise, born in the chaos of a Venezuelan prison, cross thousands of miles, slip through international borders, and begin to set up shop in American cities? The answer is a chilling combination of desperation, opportunity, and a crisis that became a highway for crime. To understand their arrival, we have to go back to where they started. Tocorón Prison, Venezuela. This wasn't just a jail, it was a self-governed city. For years, the Venezuelan government essentially ceded control to the prisoners themselves. As Venezuela collapsed economically, the prison leaders, known as PRANs, realized they had an unparalleled opportunity. With the state weakened and a massive migration crisis looming, they could use the chaos as a cover to build an empire. And their biggest asset? The very prisoners they controlled. They started small, extorting their own families. Then they branched out, controlling local gold mines, human trafficking routes, and drug distribution outside the prison walls. Soon, as millions of Venezuelans fled the country, Tren de Aragua saw a new revenue stream: the migrants themselves. Picture this: millions of desperate people walking thousands of miles through dangerous territories with little to no money. To Tren de Aragua, this wasn't a humanitarian crisis. This was a business plan. They set up checkpoints along the primary migration routes, especially the infamous Darien Gap. Anyone crossing? They had to pay a tax to Tren de Aragua. Fail to pay, and you faced violence, even death. They became the de facto gatekeepers of the migrant flow. But they didn't just extort, they also recruited. They offered desperate young men protection or passage in exchange for loyalty and future criminal activity. They marked them with distinctive tattoos. And then, they sent them north. Not just individuals, but entire cells. The migrants, often without documents, were able to cross into the US. And mixed among the truly desperate were these hardened criminals. They weren't just looking for opportunity. They were looking for territory. Once inside the US, Tren de Aragua didn't immediately announce their presence. They started quietly, using the skills they honed in Venezuela. Their initial focus: low-risk, high-reward crimes. Extortion, targeting Venezuelan immigrants already in the US, threatening their families back home. Vehicle theft, grand theft auto rings using networks of migrants to quickly move stolen cars to new markets. Human smuggling and trafficking. leveraging their control over the southbound migrant routes to exploit others coming north. The challenge for U.S. law enforcement was immense. They weren't dealing with traditional gangs with established territories. Tren de Aragua operated like a decentralized, mobile network. They moved quickly, they used encrypted communications, and their members blended in with the wider migrant population, making them incredibly hard to track. For a long time, their presence was dismissed as isolated incidents. But then, the patterns started to emerge. From Florida to Texas, New York to Chicago, the telltale signs of Tren de Aragua's operations began to surface. Arrests of individuals with distinctive tattoos, reports of similar extortion tactics. This wasn't just infiltration anymore, this was a full-scale expansion. Tren de Aragua is a stark reminder of how global instability can directly impact local communities, thousands of miles away. Born from a collapsed state, fueled by human misery, and expertly exploiting the very systems designed to offer refuge. This Venezuelan prison gang isn't just a problem for South America anymore. They have arrived. And the true scope of their infiltration into the United States is only just beginning to be understood. If you want to know how U.S. law enforcement is scrambling to respond to this unprecedented threat, click here to watch our next video. And don't forget to subscribe.